Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, and man, it ain't looking good for them. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. You know, I got to be fair and balanced here. Giannis Antetokounmpo doesn't get the criticism that he deserves. And I'm a Giannis fan. He's not my favorite player in the NBA, but I certainly like Giannis the way that a lot of people like Giannis. And Giannis, just 2 or 3 years ago, I mean, he was on top of the NBA world. When he won the championship, he was a clear-cut best player in the world. Everyone seemed to like Giannis Antetokounmpo. But as time has gone on, we've been hearing things from Giannis that has a lot of us scratching our heads like, what the say? Like, Giannis has a lot of those lines. We've been hearing Giannis say things where Giannis almost seems like as if he views himself, or rather he thinks he's viewed as the sixth man of the NBA with some of the things that he says. He has this kind of like nonchalant attitude towards things like, well, I guess they'll sort themselves out. And it's like, bro, you're considered to be one of the 2 or 3 best players in the world. And you're talking like as if the pressure is not there and kumbaya, it would all get figured out. I'm just going to do whatever my coach says. And that's been rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, and certainly has been rubbing me the wrong way. But there's an even bigger story. The bigger story is the performance of Giannis Antetokounmpo's team under the leadership of Giannis and Doc Rivers. The Milwaukee Bucks this season are horrendous. As we stand here speaking to you, as we're doing this show, the Milwaukee Bucks, yes, I know the season is early, but nevertheless, they are the 14th seed in the Eastern Conference. The only team that's worse than them is the Detroit Pistons. The Milwaukee Bucks have a 1-3 record as we are here speaking with you. It is very bad, but that ain't even the worst part. The worst part was a stat that I came across just a few moments ago from NBA Central that absolutely floored me when I saw it. And when I share with you guys, you're going to be in absolute amazement. You're going to realize that the Milwaukee Bucks are in serious trouble under the leadership of Doc Rivers. So let me show you guys a stat here. It says the Bucks are falling to 1-3 on the season and 18-22 in the Doc Rivers era. Let me read that last part. The Milwaukee Bucks have an 18-22 record since Doc Rivers took over the team. 18-22. That is a crazy statistic. That is a crazy statistic. An indefensible statistic. And while you have the Bucks grossly underperforming under the leadership of Doc Rivers, you have Giannis out there talking about, well, I don't know, man. If we don't get it right this year, I may get traded. Oh, man, you know, I just listen to what my coach says. Whatever my coach said. Giannis is the best player on the Bucks. He's one of the best players in the world. But his nonchalant attitude doesn't help. It doesn't help. And I think that a lot of this has to do with Giannis not figuring it out. And sometimes you have to have friction with your coach. Sometimes there has to be some friction in the locker room when things aren't going well. And I think that the media should be a lot harder on Giannis the way that they would be hard on any other superstar. But Giannis seems to just skate through. So you have that aspect of it. I'm blaming Giannis for some of this. Doc Rivers. Look, Stephen A. Smith said it, and I think he's onto something where he said, if Doc Rivers screws up this situation with the Bucks, it's over. I mean, it's over. Good luck with Doc Rivers trying to get another coaching job in the NBA. It won't happen. And it'll be hard for anybody to go give him a job looking at the job that he's doing with the Bucks. Now, I don't follow the Milwaukee Bucks on a night-to-night basis, so I don't know what goes on in their games. I remember Doc Rivers when he was a coach of the Clippers, and one of the major pain points with Doc Rivers was he doesn't make any adjustments. He does not make any adjustments. I don't know if that's the case with the Milwaukee Bucks, but I do know that was the case with the Clippers. Now, let's look at the Bucks' other issues. One of their other issues, let's pull up the data here. One of the other issues that this team is having this year is that the Milwaukee Bucks are just a horrendous defensive team. They play no defense. Right now, they're ranked 22 out of the 30 teams with their defensive rating. And one of the reasons for that is the fact that they got rid of Drew Holiday for a player that we need to get to right now, and Damian Lillard. We got to talk about Damian Lillard. We all know that Damian Lillard is a top 75 player. We all know that he's one of the most sensational scoring point guards in the history of the league. But what has been the talking point about Damian Lillard for the last 10 years? He's in a small market. Damian Lillard needs to leave Portland. He needs to leave Portland. He needs to go to a team where he can have a chance. He needs to go to a team where he has a chance. He needs to go to a team where he has a chance. Well, Dame got the chance and ended up getting traded to the Bucks. A Bucks that had a 2-time regular season MVP, a finals MVP, a defensive player of the year, and a perennial all-star to go play alongside in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I understand Giannis has been injured for the past few seasons, but there's no excuse, even with Giannis being in and out of the lineup and Chris Middleton not playing so far, for the Milwaukee Bucks to look as bad as they do right now. Not when you have Giannis and Dame. And it's not a situation in which, they're stepping on each other's toes. No. They play two totally different roles in their offense. Two totally different roles. They don't have redundant skill sets at all. At all. And for whatever reason, they cannot find ways to win games. So let's look at this thing moving forward. Let's look at some scenarios. Could there be a possibility of the Milwaukee Bucks trading Giannis Antetokounmpo away? I don't see that happening. The only way I see something like that happening is if Giannis requests the trade. I don't see the Bucks trading away the centerpiece of their franchise to another franchise. I don't see that. And if they were to entertain trading Giannis, they would have to trade him for a player on his caliber. So you're looking at getting Luka Doncic. You're looking at a Nikola Jokic. You're looking at a Anthony Edwards. You're looking at a top 5 player. And what other team is going to let go of their top 5 player? Unless they put together an amalgamation of talent to send over to the Bucks. So you have that. So the only way I see Giannis leaving that team is if he requests a trade, which could happen. And in the case of Damian Lillard, well, Dame's reputation is getting hit. It's taking a hit here, because in the past they were saying, he didn't have any help. He didn't have any suitable all-stars to play with. It was Lamar. I think he played with LaMarcus Aldridge at one point. Whatever. CJ McCollum. But now you're playing with a Finals MVP, and a 2-time regular season MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year. So you have no excuses. So if they don't figure this thing out, I think Dame's reputation is going to take a hit. Giannis's reputation will take a hit, but not as much as Dame, because Giannis is already a made man, right? His ring already kind of shields him from a lot of the criticism that he may receive had he not been a champion. So to me, man, that situation is a total mess with the Milwaukee Bucks, but it's still very early. It's only 4 games into the season, and a lot can happen. It's still a very long NBA season. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about the situation with the Bucks? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments section, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.